We're going live. We're going live. We're here. How are you doing today? Hi, guys. Sorry for a little delay here. I thought I had another 30 seconds before I kicked in, but apparently I kicked in 30 seconds ago. And here we are. Welcome to Friday, September the 28th, 2018. Oh, I'm glad it's Friday. What a weird week for me, being in Calgary and back and now here. And so anyway, my schedule is coming back together. How are you guys doing? I'm glad you're here. Did a video first thing this morning, screwed it up. I got to talk about that. Working on another story, trying not to screw it up. Working on that. It's too much fun. Welcome to the show. Those of you who are regulars, welcome back. Those of you who are newbies, welcome for the first time. Hopefully, welcome for the second time, third time, and so on and so forth. If you love talking about cruise ships, you've come to the right place. If you are thinking about going on a cruise for the first time ever, this is it. This is the place you want to talk to me about. You want to talk to all of us about that. We're here for you, myself and my gang of regulars. We are more than happy to take any questions you might have about going on a cruise. I'm just getting rid of some dust in the air here. So if you have any questions about going on a cruise or cruise lines or things that are happening out there, fire away. We're here to answer them as best we can. We love talking about cruise ships every day, Monday to Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, Saturdays at 2. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, I also do live trivia. For those of you who love to do a little bit of trivia from time to time, we have a great time Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 8. It's always a good time. So welcome one, welcome all. This channel, Traveling with Bruce, for those of you who are new or are watching this on a rerun, hopefully I know I get, just so you folks know out there, I get about, 300 to 500 views on a show like this typically, but it takes about a week for that to kind of settle out. Sometimes a show like this will go to the thousands. It all depends what I'm talking about, what the subject du jour is. I will be talking about hurricanes today. I will be talking about some other stuff today. But this show gets a bit of reach out there. So those of you who are new, I like to talk about how long the channel's been up and running to give you an idea. This is only a 13-month-old channel. I started this in August 2017. I had 0 subscribers, no followers. I had, as of yesterday, 3,753 subscribers. 3,753, now 3,771, 18 more since last night. 18 more in one day. Wonderful. Thank you for all of you joining in on this show and this channel. And I hope you become regular watchers, and I hope I don't disappoint you. Couple of quick notes. People are always curious about me and what I'm about. I am a full-time YouTuber. This is all I do. I'm on top of cruise ship news 24/7, more or less. And I love to talk about it and keep on top of trends and news and developments and updates. And I am supported solely by my viewers. Without my viewers, I couldn't do this. And so some of my viewers occasionally will pick up an item like this. I'll pick up a Traveling with Bruce T-shirt or a coffee mug. I thank them all. There's a store I have called RedBubble. The link is up here on the top. You can link into my RedBubble store anytime you want. Take a look at about 35 different logos that have been created for this channel already. And like coffee mugs like that, and T-shirts and hoodies and sweatshirts. It just goes on and on and on. Every time somebody orders one of these things, I get a commission for that, and thank you very much. I don't have to do anything to make it. I don't make them. I don't stock them. I don't ship them. I don't collect the money. I don't worry about the post office. It's all handled by RedBubble beautifully, and I keep getting comments from my viewers saying, these guys are great. My shirt arrived in like 4 or 5 days, and it's beautiful, and everything's wonderful. I get a tracking number when I order it. It's wonderful. So thank you for all of you who are doing that. Also, I have a link on Amazon.com. Right below me, there in my description of this show, there should be an Amazon link address down there, or if you can't find it there, you'll find it on my homepage or my About page if you're watching on a phone, and you'll find an Amazon link to quote my Amazon affiliate link page. And if you buy anything on Amazon, go through there and order something up, and it costs you no different. But I get a finder fee every time something is ordered on Amazon. And thank you very much for all you folks out there helping me out on that. I love that. I'm hoping you have a good, healthy Christmas season coming up. You're going to buy something for your friends and family through Amazon, through my link. That would be great. And then there are the out-and-out donations. People have been making super chat donations to this channel while I'm alive. Thank you for that. But my main support comes from donations that are made on my PayPal button, which again is on my homepage or the About page. There's usually a logo or an icon here or an address for the PayPal donation site. And it is absolutely mind-numbingly wonderful because 94 to 96% of whatever you donate to this channel comes to me after conversion and banking fees and so on. It's instantaneous. It hits our account for Jennifer and I. We have the funds available like within 5 or 10 minutes. It's unbelievable. We get an email notification sometimes in the middle of the night, sometimes during the show. Sometimes I never know when a donation comes in, but they just come through. And thank you, all of you who've been doing that. Some of you more than once. And of course, I am just thrilled by all of that. Thank you, one and all. And then those of you who are just watching my show, Untolerating the Commercials, thank you. And then those of you who are watching my videos and sharing them with friends on Facebook or other social media, thank you very much. That is a big one for me too. It exposes this channel's footprint over a wider area. I couldn't be more delighted, and thank you all, one and all. All right, I want to talk right now about the topic du jour. I got a couple of things to mention today. The first thing I want to mention is there's a hurricane in the Pacific Ocean. There's storm systems going all over the place, but right now the closest one that's going to threaten anybody looks like it's off the shores of Mexico right now. Hurricane Rosa, R-O-S-A is what it's spelled. I caught wind of it about yesterday for the first time, and then I noticed today the Hurricane Center really is talking this thing up. This hurricane is a Category 4, so that would put it at 145-mile-an-hour winds. This is serious stuff. This is really bad. The good news at the moment is that the hurricane is over the ocean in the Pacific, where there is no land, and shipping companies and container ships and cruise ships, they know to avoid it, and they can watch it through satellite technology, so they're avoiding it. Unfortunately, though, it is moving at about 7 miles an hour, and it is supposed to track north towards Baja and then come in. Now, I'm not sure which way you're watching me from on the, I can't draw a map in front of you and show you, but I can just give you a visual. LA, San Diego, the U.S.-Mexico border, the Baja Peninsula, and at the very tip of the peninsula is Cabo San Lucas. And then if you head into Mexico from Cabo and go a little south, you get to Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and then Acapulco and further south. This system is now moving north paralleling the Mexican coast. It is going to cross over the Baja Peninsula, whichever way you want to look at it, and it's going to cut over part of California and definitely go into Arizona. And the story goes that by the time it reaches land, it will be a tropical storm, which would still have 40 to 60 mile an hour winds, but it's the rain we worry about. And then flash flooding in the desert areas is the big issue. How much rain will land on the shores, we don't know. But in Phoenix and Tucson, they are already talking about it on the local weather stations, that if this system is going to do what it's looking like it's going to do, being the size it is, it's just getting bigger and bigger, it's going to have a lot of rain. Like Florence, it had a lot of rain. If this system just moves, just keeps right on chugging, it's not so bad. But if it slows up over land and just drops rain, we got problems. So they're talking about flash flood warnings throughout desert areas. Arizona, I'm going to use the state, California, Mexican areas as well. We could have problems in San Diego if it goes too far north. We could have problems in Tijuana, Ensenada. Certainly, they think it'll be too far north of Cabo to worry anyone in Cabo, although there may be shower activity in some winds. Hard to say, but at the moment, it's about 2 to 3 days away from really striking land, and the weather forecasters are watching this thing every hour on the hour. So that's the big picture. Now, what I did this morning was a video. I did a video for a couple minutes, 2-minute video, talking about the storm, just showing a few imagery from the hurricane people, where it's tracking and that type of thing. And I mentioned 3 cruise ships that could be affected by this system. There's one from Carnival called the Splendor, and the Carnival Splendor has 2,000. Sorry, pardon me. I'm just getting my notes. The Carnival Splendor, 3,000 passengers and 1,150 crew. and it comes in and out of Long Beach. That's 1-week cruises out of Long Beach all year round, down to Mexico and back. The Holland America Zaandam, which is 1,432 passengers, 604 crew. I believe it is based out of San Diego. And then there is the Disney Wonder, 2,700 passengers, 950 crew. I believe Los Angeles, if I'm not mistaken, is its home port. And all three of these ships are expected to be in the area of the Baja Peninsula just around Saturday, Sunday of this week. That's coming up in the next couple of days, when this system, hurricane for now, tropical storm eventually, is going to go there as well. They could cross paths. So I'm waiting to hear from the cruise lines. I'm not sure if passengers have already been notified by the cruise lines. I would be shocked if they haven't, but I have not seen anything official on the media yet about, at least as of this morning, about the story. But where I screwed up, and I screwed it up, I was making this video. I was researching the video at 4 in the morning, my time. And I finally posted it about 6 my time, and I was just hanging on by a thread. I was so tired. I couldn't sleep earlier, so I got up, did my work, and then I needed a nap. And it was just before going for my nap, I got this thing posted. And I happened to mention that Carnival owns Carnival, and Carnival owns Holland America, which is true. And then I mentioned, for whatever reason, that Carnival also owns Disney. It's all one big company, and don't worry, Carnival will take care of everybody. Well, that's not true. Disney is an independent cruise line operated by its own people. The mother company is the Disney Corporation. Sorry, Disney. Sorry about that. So anyone who found that error, I apologize for that. I did put a posting in the video to kind of correct it. It's towards the end of the video, which actually is kind of refreshing. I had a couple of viewers say to me, "Hey, Bruce, you screwed up on your video there. You said that Disney is owned by Carnival." And I thought, hey, you're watching the whole video. This is fantastic. My retention rate is going way up. Spoken like a true YouTuber. Guy wants ratings and he wants people to watch the whole thing. What can I say? So I screwed it up, and I've made corrections in the video as far as typing. I cannot rebroadcast the video as far as overlay a dubbed track. I can't do that. They won't let me do that anymore. I think they used to let you do like a 3-second kind of thing a few years ago, but YouTube is sort of doesn't allow YouTubers to edit videos once they're out. You either have to take it off the air and then repost a new one from scratch, or you can do a typed kind of a bulletin announcement, in the comment section, which is what I've done. And I put a secondary little notice in the commentary of the video. Anyway, there you go. That's the story there. So I will be watching Hurricane Rosa for the next several days, as I'm sure a lot of people will, because if this thing tracks a little further north and then comes into land, it'll cause problems in San Diego and the area around San Diego. And those of you who live there, and those of you who have friends there, and if you've ever been there, you know that if they were to get unbelievable amounts of rain, fast, heavy amounts, they're not used to that. They're not equipped for that. They have flash flood problems. And what do we get to see on television? We get to see cars just flowing down these storm drains in LA or San Diego or in Phoenix or in Tucson. Makes for great television. And we see people getting rescued by the fire department, or we get to see some moron who is riding his motorbike down there having a gay old time until he got swept away with a flash flood, and now he's just being dragged down by how many miles, I don't know. That could be happening. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But it's the cruise angle that I'm really following, as you know. And we'll stay on top of these 3 ships here. As far as any other ships go, I don't see any other ships that are having any issues that will have an issue here. The Norwegian Bliss is not yet going to be in that area, so it's not going to be directly affected. But I'll keep an eye on what's going on with this thing. In the meantime, in the Atlantic, there is activity happening there. There's a couple of systems that might turn into tropical storms. They might turn into hurricanes. It is still hurricane season out in the Atlantic. So I'll stay on top of that story too, and keep you guys posted as best as we can go. There you have it. Best I can do. And I hope that's okay. I hope you guys don't mind me saying that. So far, we have 49 viewers here. Welcome, one and all. The other story today I want to talk to you guys about is Royal Caribbean, the ship called Ovation of the Seas. I was reading this story this morning. I saw I think it is an official quote from someone with Royal Caribbean, an actual official quotation that said that the ship Ovation of the Seas has canceled 2 cruises out of China. And the ship went into, they kind of are trying to tell us it's emergency dry dock, unscheduled. I think the actual term is unscheduled dry dock for the Ovation of the Seas. And I read that story and I thought about it and I read it again and I read the rest of the story and I found out that after it comes out of dry dock, the ship is going on a repositioning cruise from Beijing to Singapore. And from there, it's going on another repositioning cruise from Singapore to Sydney, Australia. And why? Well, because it will begin its summer cruising season in Australia. It'll be summer. It's going to do its summer cruising season in Australia. And after it finishes its season in Australia, it will be transferred to Seattle because the Ovation of the Seas will be running Alaska cruises next year. And I thought, well, wait a minute, hold it a second. What's going on here? This ship has been a China ship for the last year or two. It was built in 2016. It's only 2 years old. And I'm listening. I'm reading this story, and my brain is going Norwegian Joy, Norwegian Joy, Norwegian. The same thing with the Norwegian Joy. The Norwegian Joy was built for the Chinese cruise market, and they just put it out there a year and a half ago. And Norwegian is pulling her out of there, and they're putting it into dry dock in March of 2019. That's in what, 6 months? This October coming up. October, November, December, January, February. 6 months from now, the Norwegian Joy is going into dry dock for 1 month. Why? Because it's going to be repurposed in Seattle for Alaska cruises. They're pulling it out of China. They are de-Chinesing that cruise ship, that Joy cruise ship. This one here, the Ovation of the Seas, that's exactly what they're doing here. This isn't an emergency, unscheduled dry dock. This is a premeditated, had it built out, had it planned all the way dry dock for, it looks like 16 days. It's a fast one to de-Chinese this cruise ship and to Australianize and Americanize it because it's not going back to China. The Ovation of the Seas is being pulled out. It's $1 billion luxury cruise liner from Royal Caribbean, which has one of those, they call them sky pods, you know, on the very top of the ship. They have one that looks like a construction crane that goes up, and on the very end where my fist is an observation platform, and the thing will go up and you can see over the ship and all that stuff. They have one of those things, and it's got a skydiving machine, and it's got all the stuff, rock climber, flow rider, everything. They are de-Chinesing this ship at great expense, $3 million a day. It's going to be $50 million, and they're going to put English signage everywhere on the ship because it's not going back to Beijing. It's not going back to Shanghai. It's out of there. That's the second $1 billion cruise ship to be yanked out of China in the last, at least announced in the last 6 months. And you've got Norwegian and Royal Caribbean pulling their best product out of there. Why? Because there's all kinds of problems with the Chinese cruise market with respect to certain protocols that certain Western businesses don't like to adhere to. And politically speaking, a gift is a gift, and sometimes you don't want to give a gift to somebody to do certain things, and you have to move on. How clear is that? Get the hell out of there because that system over there is rigged. Sorry to say, what can I say? And the Chinese government has just announced a new initiative to enhance cruising for its citizens. Yeah, I know what that is. They're going to build their own ships, staffed by their own people. They're going to run the entire operation from a government operation. They're going to dictate who gets on that ship and who can't get on that ship, where they can go, what suppliers they're supposed to use when they're in China, who to give gifts to and how much. And that's the way it's going to be. And anyone else, either play by our rules or get the hell out. Royal Caribbean and Norwegian have said, we're getting the hell out. We're not going to play that game. We're out of here. Build your own $1 billion cruise ships if you know how. And good luck with all that. We're out of here. And so the Ovation of the Seas is headed to Alaska and Australia. Australia first, Alaska second. It'll be interesting to see what happens after the Alaska run, what they're going to do then. I think it's back to Australia again. But we'll keep an eye on that. Now, pricing. I've been watching vacationstogo.com to see the pricing of the Ovation cruise ship. Is there a deal? Can you? What's going on? They're holding out for like $200 a night. They're trying to get $200 a night for you to take a cruise out of Seattle for 1 week in up to Alaska on the Ovation of the Seas. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. The Joy has been added. That's 5,000 passengers. This ship is 5,000 passengers. We already have the Bliss. That's 5,000 passengers every week, plus the other 22 cruise ships that are already working up there every summer from Holland America, Princess Cruise Lines, Disney, Cunard. They're all there. I think we're going to have a bit of competition in Seattle next year, a little more than thought. It isn't going to be 5,000 extra people a week going into Alaska. It's 10,000 a week more going into Alaska. And they might take a few rickety old ships out of Alaska and ship them to China, but they're still bringing in these 5,000 passenger behemoths that have to be filled up to the max to make them pay. So this will be an interesting thing to watch. I'll be keeping a close eye on the Ovation of the Seas pricing for their cruises. Also, what kind of amenities, what kind of offers are they going to put on top of the cruises rather than discount the price? Are they going to offer freebies instead? Will they say, well, we'll charge you $200 a night for a room, but we'll give you a drink package, or we'll give you a drink package and a couple of specialty dining things, or we'll give you free Wi-Fi. We'll throw in some freebies to kind of keep the price up to try to not show our investors we're having trouble with our cruise lines, our cruise ships, in certain locales. Because I feel it, that Alaska is being oversaturated with cruise ships. Was this summer? It's going to be next summer even more. And we'll have to keep an eye on just what kind of fare deals are coming out. Because on the Joy, they're already offering free airfare. It was supposed to be a one-day sale. Then they've extended it. And you can still get a free airfare deal from Joy. There's all kinds of deals being offered. It'll be interesting to see the pricing next year for the Bliss. This year was expensive. Next year might not be so expensive. Again, more competition. And then what about these cruises out of Vancouver, where for Princess, we were seeing cruises for a week for $50 a night. Inside room, $50. Balcony, $65 a night, all in with your meals. Hey man, I want to go to Alaska cruise. Why should I pay $200 a night on the Ovation of the Seas when I can go for $85 a night, $65 a night, balcony out of Vancouver on a Princess cruise ship? You really you want me to spend $200 and drinks and specialty restaurants and the other amenities, or I can go on Princess and they might throw me already a 3 for free, free tipping, free drinks, or free internet, or and then there's Norwegian with its deals, 5 offers depending on the room you have. Ovation might be sailing empty if they don't get with the program and start offering deals. We'll have to watch for that, and we'll see what's going on. Anyway, that's my little rant on China. I keep picking on them, but boy, reading between the lines, I hear all these positive stories come out of China. It's the Chinese government media telling the world how great everything is. I don't know. I found out that in the last 6 months, they have a dictator now. They don't even have elections anymore. They got a president for life now. What's that all about? Cruise ships are walking out of there. There's issues. And I'm not a big fan of that kind of system. I kind of like the free enterprise system. And free enterprise is walking with its feet. They're walking out in certain instances. It'll be interesting to see how this plays itself out. Hopefully, I don't lose subscribers for that. Chinese subscribers, I guess. Oh, wait a minute. You can't watch me in China. They won't air YouTube. So there you go. Okay. Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome. It's Bruce here with Chatting with Bruce. These are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Love to hear what you have to say today. I'm going to say hi to my folks who chimed in, popped in today. I've got 51 viewers watching right now. Thank you for thumbs ups, all of you. I hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you're enjoying my little rant. And if you have any thoughts on whatever, please tell me what you got going on. Robert Brandt is here from U.S. Virgin Islands. He's saying there's no ships in port today, so it's a calm day there. Peter Heckema is here telling me, Bruce, it's kind of boring. I'm telling you, it's 93 degrees every day in Tarpon Springs, Florida. I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind. I don't mind one iota. I love normal. Normal is good. And Peter, you just keep that normal coming. We don't want to hear about disasters. I don't want to hear about all kinds of problems out there. That would be great. Normal is good. I love it. Welcome back, my friend. Wendy Thompson is also here today. Hi, Peter. Hi, Robert. 83 and here Mother Nature is thundering above. No rain yet. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. And how can we not have a great day? It is Friday. Tom Henry is here. Tom, buddy, how are you, pal? I think I noticed that Tom was telling me he was driving in his car on the way home, so he's going to listen in on the road and try to participate in red lights. Peter Heckema is here. How you doing, Peter? Welcome back. Who else? Wes Morrison from New Braunfels, Texas. Wes, how are you, buddy? I put a different postcard up today. Put up that card you sent me with that hot rod car on there. I thought, why not? And Tom Henry, you may or may not be watching right now, but I know you'll be watching later. But I'm kind of moved the card a little bit. That postcard you sent me the other day over to the side here. Martinique, I've got you back there. Thank you for sending me stuff. Thank you for the gift card from Costco. Man, you are unbelievable. Jennifer and I will be heading down on Saturday to Coeur d'Alene for the Costco. We're running low on ice cream, and we got to get some provisions. And also, Robert Brandt, that means I'm crossing the border, and I'm going to be looking for that thing that we were talking about, that thing that there's a thing there. Like I got to go check the thing, and then when I get that thing, and I'll let you know about the thing, and we'll talk about that thing on Monday. Okay, there you go. There's code words. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Wes Morrison is telling me it's 85 degrees in New Braunfels. Who else is here? Excuse me, I'm just going right through everybody. Tracy Dunlap is here. Hi, Tracy. Who else have I got here today? Going through these names. Quick. Don't want to bore everybody with the small chat. That's between my friends here. Sylvan Forrest is here. Hey, Sylvan, how you doing, buddy? 89 in Delray Beach. Thumbs ups, everyone. I'm concerned about 50 million Facebook accounts hacked a few moments ago or earlier today. You know, I don't care. I just don't care about Facebook. I don't care. Hack all you want. I don't care. What have I got on Facebook? I got photos of cruise ships. Do I have my personal credit card information on there? No. Is my entire life, every detail about my medical history on Facebook? No. Hack it all you want. I don't care. Big deal. I think this whole thing about being public on these websites and stuff. I hate to break it to you folks, but I think our entire private information is already out there, has been for years, if not decades. And those who want to hack into us can do so at their leisure, because they can hire someone like, a 17-year-old kid to just knock themselves out. And it's all there. I can't imagine that my government information isn't out there for hacking for any country who wants it. Because do you have faith in your government's computer systems? Are you kidding me? The stuff that our governments are using are 40 years old. They're using COBOL language and MS-DOS. And I mean, come on. There's more security. There's probably more security in your Amazon account than in your government account or in anything else. And even that's hackable. So it's fair game. Everybody knows everything about anyone if they want it. I'm sorry to say, but I think that's the truth. What are you going to do? I just don't let it get to me, I guess. Hey, whatever. Tom Henry, how about $1 a year lease for 99 years, Robert Brandt? Love that. Who else is here? Paul Lucas, Wendy Thompson. Hi, Wendy. Crazy Rich Guys, Janu and Kai are in the house. Guys, how are you today? Welcome back to the show. Ed Tolson is here from the Big Apple. How you doing, buddy? 63 in New York. That is tolerable. Very, very nice. Don Jordan is here. Greetings from California. Don, how are you, buddy? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here. Anyone have any questions on cruising? Fire away. MG Tow is great. He's here. Where are all the second-tier cruise lines located? You never hear about them. I hear you can get some pretty good deals from them. Absolutely. Go to vacationsgo.com. You can see deals like crazy there. Sylvia's here. Hi, Robert Brandt and Kaya and Janu. Greeting from Greensboro. Hi, Sylvia. Don Jordan. Bruce, just wondering if you saw CCL Financials. The analyst seems to be very hard on Carnival. Yes, I did. Don Jordan, thank you for bringing that up. I have been watching and reading up on the financials of Carnival Cruise Lines. They just released their third quarter financials 2 days ago, I think it was. And I think I read the company release, and the first 95% of it is all just peaches, creams, honeydew, and whistling Dixie, and it's beautiful, and people standing around campfires and singing Kumbaya. Then on the last sentence or the last paragraph, something about the cruise fares for next year aren't quite as high as they were last year. I call that a quotation mark. I call that oops. That's what I call that. I call that oops. When a cruise line finds that they can't quite charge as much for a cruise next year as they did the previous year, that means that they're not getting as much money for the fare as they did before. And my mathematics is pretty basic. I know how to add, subtract, divide, and multiply. That I figured out by grade 5. Then they came up with a new math, and I have no idea what they're talking about. But when it comes down to the 4 basics, pluses and minuses and multiplying and dividing, and then you tell me that the cruises next year, you're not getting quite as much money per day per cruise as you were on the cruise last year, that indicates to me that perhaps there's a problem in Houston that is something to do about we're not making as much money as we were before, or our profits might not be as good as, or our projections might not be as rosy as we had predicted, or our stock price might go down. Something like that. That's what that means to me, but I'm old. What do I know? These new mathematicians and these new analysts in Wall Street, they have their own way of trying to figure this stuff out. But I don't care who you are. I don't care what business you're in. If you're Tom Henry and you're in the limo business, if you're a Robert Brandt and you're in the alcohol business, or you're a Bruce Frommert and you're in the YouTube business, when your incomes go down, your gross income goes down going forward, your net goes down too. And there's changes afoot here. And so, yeah, that's what's going on. And maybe the question is really, well, why? Why would Carnival not be getting as much money for a cruise next year as they were last year? What is it? The ships? No, we got a brand new ship, the Carnival Horizon. It's beautiful. They've been revamping existing ships. They're taking some of the ships and doing major renovations. So that's not it. Carnival owns Holland America. They've got a new ship coming. They own Princess. They've got new ships coming. They own Cunard. They have a new ship coming. They don't own Disney, by the way, just in case you're curious. They don't own Disney. So what is it about Carnival that is causing the prices to not be as good? It's got to be something else. It's not the cruise line. Maybe it's something else. So is it because higher oil prices? Well, no. I mean, if the Carnival people are charging $5.99 for a cruise, and now they're charging $5.89 for a cruise, and they're getting that, but they can't get the $5.99, that has nothing to do with price of oil, as far as I can figure. Not directly there. Normally, if price of oil goes up, you charge, $6.09. You charge $10 more for the cruise. So what is it? Well, maybe it's something bigger than that. And the bigger than that is the color orange, and some folks don't feel as welcome anymore as they used to in certain areas of the world, or maybe businesses being affected by people who don't like trading with each other the way they used to like to trade with each other. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's Brexit in the UK. Maybe that's the issue. People are uncertain of their economic futures. Maybe there are economic fissures showing up in countries like Turkey, who has a dictator who's got problems. He's got a currency that's worth this much instead of that much against the US dollar, and all of his debts are in US dollars. And the middle class and the upper middle class, there's a few folks who aren't traveling as much next year as the year before. Things are happening. Carnival and Royal Caribbean and Norwegian are the kind of companies that can tell, they can sense economic uncertainty at a moment's notice. Because you want to book a cruise, you're booking a cruise in the future. That's what you're doing most of the time. A guy like me, I might be a last-minute guy, but I'm an anomaly. A lot of people, they know when they have their 2 weeks holiday every year or 3 weeks holiday every year. They know when they want to go on a trip and where they want to go on a trip. They plan out 1 or 2 years in the future to take a cruise. And if people from 6 months ago have decided already, starting 6 months ago, that, well, gosh, we might not take a cruise next year. Why? Well, the prices of cruises have gone up for 4 years in a row. And the last price increase was the one that just put them over the top. Or Carnival announced 2 weeks ago, $3 more for the stateroom. We've seen price increases for drink packages. We've seen price increases for early boarding privileges. We talk about this all the time, the nickel and diming of the cruise lines, the nickel and diming of the airlines, $5 more for a baggage fee. You just add all this stuff up year after year after year after year, and you ask a person who didn't get a raise this year, only got a 1% raise instead of a 4% raise, or they're seeing layoffs within their department or outsourcing, like our friends at Royal Caribbean, outsourcing call center jobs to Guatemala. Gee, I wonder if they're going to go on a cruise next year. I don't think so. They're not, even if they have the money in the bank, they're not going. They're going to keep that money back and wait for better certainty. And while they're watching prices go up, they're even further away from going. And Carnival is the first cruise line to say, well, you know, we're kind of noticing there's this little tiny, ever so small little, just, you know, there's this thing. This report we gave you here, this report, it's right here on the very bottom line. There's just this little thing. We're not getting as much money next year for cruises as we did last year. Oh yeah, I know what that means. I'm old, but I know what that means. And so Carnival, the shares got shellacked yesterday. They dropped in price yesterday. So far today, let's see how we're doing. I'm not even sure. My phone updated last night, and my phone is completely different today than it was yesterday. So I hate that about these phones. I really like consistency. But Royal Caribbean is up 3 cents a share today. It was down yesterday. It's only up 3 cents a share today. That's not really what I call very good. Yeah, and here's a one-day chart for Caribbean. Had a great start today, and then zoop, and it's flatlining. Royal Caribbean is not giving off a sense of happiness to a bunch of investors right now. Here's yesterday's chart. You see? Can you see that, folks? I don't know if you can see that because I'm having trouble seeing it. I'm looking at my computer screen. I hate the way these phones work sometimes with these new updates. See if I can make this work. Sorry, folks. If only I had a new tablet. Maybe that might help me. A new tablet. A tablet. I'll get back to you on that. Anyway, there's a chart right here. I don't know if you can see, but the line is here, and then the line went like that. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. Carnival went from $68 a share to 62. In the business, we call that zzz. That's the term we used to call it. When I used to be a stockbroker, we used to go zzz. That's what that is. That's a zzz. And it didn't recover. It's back to 64. It's not at 68. And the analysts are now going, hey, wait a minute. Now, what did you tell me about the report? You told me that all kinds of things are going great and that you had all kinds of new ships out there and you got all kinds of new cruises coming and you got all kinds of promotions. And what was the last thing you said there on the last page, the last paragraph, the second last sentence? What did you say about cruising? You're not getting as much money for cruises next year as you were last year. Oh, 1 minute. Sell the stock, sell it now, get out. That's what they've done. Zip, they got out. And so I'm now waiting for Royal Caribbean. I'm waiting for Norwegian. And we'll just see what everyone else has to say. And I'm saying to you folks out there, this is the longest rant in my show's history, I think, today. I'm telling you as cruisers, we might be in for some better deals. That's the good news. We might be in for some better deals on cruising. More giveaways, more promotions, more offers, because cruise lines are expanding at 9% capacity right now. And that's a whole lot of rooms coming online here. And a whole bunch of ships that have to be filled up. And even though our friends at Princess yesterday announced that they got rid of 2 ships, they've offloaded 2 old ships to, well, P&O Australia. It's the same mother corporation. But nonetheless, Princess dropped 2 ships. That ain't going to save them because Princess is bringing in 2 new ships, and they're bigger. So Princess is growing in capacity, and it might be just in time to catch a downdrift in the market. Oops. That's going to happen at Royal Caribbean with their ships. That's happening with Celebrity. The Edge is coming out, and then the ship behind that, the Apex, is being built right now. That's the one for Southampton. Another 3,000 passengers a week. The Iona for P&O UK is coming out. You folks in the UK are in for a treat. That's a beautiful ship. 5,200 passengers every week have to be sold onto that thing. There could be some deals for you guys in the UK. There could be some deals for you folks in Germany on ADA Cruising and TUI. There could be deals there because there are new cruise ships coming, the brand new LNG-powered Ada Nova is coming up. It's going to be available in the next 3 months. It'll be sailing 6,000 passengers a week. Oh, wonderful. We could be seeing some deals. We're going to have to keep an eye on it because the cruise lines have been telling us nothing but happiness and wonderfulness. We can't keep up with the business. Well, no, that's not true. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out. All right. So there's my little comment on, yes, I did read the financials on Carnival. Okay, hope I'm not boring anybody today. I'm just trying to say hi to everybody. Debbie is here. Debbie Manuel. Hi, Bruce and everyone. 84 Northern California. Hope for a bit of rain. Oh, please, Debbie, get rain. Please get rain up in Chico. That would be wonderful. Welcome back. Paul Wilgus is saying hi. Tom Henry saying hi. Kenrick is here. Hi, Bruce. Had rain for 10 hours in Barbados from Kirk. Tropical Storm Kirk. Thank you, Kenrick, for telling me that. I'm hoping that that system has passed you by. I know on the maps it has, but I'm hoping the last of those shower bands are gone, and hopefully you'll get a break for a while and calmer weather is around. I'm hoping for the best for you there. Thank you for telling me. Sylvan Forrest, 43rd rule of acquisition states never develop leased property. 44th rule, never lease land. Let's see, Robert Brandt. If Rosa crosses from Baja into the USA, she will get deported. There you go. We'll kick her out. We'll put the wall up, kick it out of there. There go 20 more subscribers. Crazy Rich Guy is kind of funny, Dad. That's kind of funny. Wendy. The Weather Channel is here. Go to my live stream. I'm live streaming the Weather Channel. It's about storms. Oh, there you go. Thank you for the plug, Weather Stream. Weather Channel. I love going to the Weather Channel, but once in a while, but not like all the time. But hey, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're watching, and you're welcome for the free plug. Tom Henry, while Lucas is laughing, Tom Henry tried with Bruce. Say hi to Aunt Alma. Penny and I stopped to see her. Got to put clean sheets on her bed. Okay. Hi, Aunt Alma. DNS World Travel is here. Hi, all. Greetings from mid-Michigan. How you guys doing today? Weather Channel is trying to promote himself even more. Kat Rose is here. Hi, Kat. Paul Wilson, Paul Wilgus, both here. Paul, how you doing? Paul Wilson, how you doing there, buddy? My truck's in the shop getting done. Paul Wilgus is also here. Welcome, my friend. Tracy Dunlap. It's a nice store, Robert Brandt. Your wife has good taste. Oh, they're talking about, Robert's wife went somewhere and spent some money. Oh, my gosh. Tom Henry, my BMW needed some tender loving care, $3,200. Oh, my gosh. Time to sell it, Tom. Now it's time to sell it. Or I guess use it. I don't know. Robert Brandt, she's got excellent taste. Let's see here. DNS World Travel. My Jeep Commander needs a trip to the scrapyard. It's a one-way trip. Ain't coming back. Go there with an empty tank of gas. I'll tell you right now. Oh, my gosh. Who else is here? Debbie is saying hi there. Okay. I think my friend at the Weather Channel has had their 3 plugs, and well, we're done. No more plugs for the Weather Channel. All righty. Let's see here. Who else is here? Jim Thomas. Hello, Bruce. And only 93 in Anderson, California today. Possible rain by Monday. That happens. I'll help. I'll help. It'll help kill those fires. Jim Thomas, you got that right. Boy, you need rain. You deserve rain. I'm hoping for the best for you again on that one. And thank you for your message today. I really, really appreciate it. It was wonderful. And right back at you, by the way. Okay, who else is here? Debbie Manuel. Hi, Sylvia. Got info on the Cruising with Wheels group cruise. Fantastic. Let's see here. What's going on here? Who else is here? Wendy Thompson. I got 6 family. Want to go on a group cruise. Who else is going through here? Elaine is here. Hi, Elaine. How are you doing? Where are you watching me from? Columbia, South Carolina. How are you, darling? I hope you're drying out down there. My gosh, what a crazy bunch of weather you've had in South Carolina. It's insane. I'm glad you're here. Tazir Travel, I get the impression that the Asia market isn't living up to what they had hoped. Tazir, you are correct. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, Tazir or Tazir. I think you're right. I think these cruise lines had big dreams of greatness, and it's just not happening. And now they're going to have a little issue called overcapacity in other areas. They were not planning. I know the folks at Norwegian were not anticipating adding 5,000 berths, 5,000 passenger capacity to Alaska for April. They weren't planning that. They were not planning a 5,000 berth cruise ship to be using Los Angeles starting next fall either. They weren't planning that. Neither was Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean had no plans for the Ovation of the Seas to ever go to Alaska in the near future. That ship was supposed to be in China for a decade. and it was there for a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and it's out of there. Interesting stuff. Yes. Who else is here? Wendy Thompson, Wendy's mom, joining us, cruising with wheels, crazy rich guys. Tom Henry, I'm not going there. Let's see. Gosh, Robert Brand said, I helped drain the bar stock at the El San Juan Hotel and then proceeded to leave with the casino's money, at least a little bit. Well done, Robert. I agree. I encourage you to do that more often. Elaine, someone posted an excellent article about the China cruise ship situation on Bruce's Facebook page. It's a great read if you're interested in this sort of info. Thank you, Elaine, and thank you for coming to my Facebook page. Those of you who don't know, I have a Facebook page. Thank you very much. Weather Channel has sort of been cut off, as you folks can see. They're not on here anymore. AC Super Sport, rest in peace, China. Welcome, buddy. Tom Henry, Hissy Fit is more fun, Elaine says. Love that. Let's see here. Yes, Robert Brand is saying, I'd like to pay for a cruise for every member of the Senate Judiciary Committee if they can all get on the same ship at the same time. MG Tow, Royal Caribbean needs to come back to Los Angeles. They pulled out 10 years ago. They always put on an old ship in LA. Bad move on their part. Well, you know, what do you think? People in LA are stupid? They're going to get on a dumb old-fashioned cruise ship when they can just get on a Southwest flight or a JetBlue flight, fly to Miami or Fort Lauderdale, have a wonderful couple of days there, and then get on brand new, glorious cruise ships and be pampered. Why would you do that? I tell you, I don't understand it either. Get with the program, LA. Get LA some nice new ships. Although I have to say, the Carnival Panorama is going to be in Long Beach, brand new ship. Splendor's out to Australia. The Bliss will be out of LA just for a little bit this fall. The Joy, Norwegian Joy, will be out of LA. Quantum of the Seas, I'm not sure what the deal is with Ovation of the Seas. Sorry, Ovation. I'm not sure if Ovation is going to be housing LA or not, but it would be nice to see some more. I believe there's a Princess cruise ship going to be using San Francisco as a home base, and San Diego got a couple of cruise ships from Holland America coming in. So there's some hope for California yet, but boy, those were 10 lean years where they pulled out. Wendy, new YouTubers, Jen and Mrs. Robert. Wendy is saying, Nurse Nancy, hello, Wisconsin is cooling down. First fire in the fireplace tonight. Got to have a fire in the fireplace tonight. Welcome, Nurse Nancy, back to the show. I'm glad you're here. Let's see here. Weather Channel, desperately trying to talk to me, can't. Robert Brand, how can the economy tank with a hugely, bigly successful businessman running the country? Not like he pulls out of deals or files for bankruptcy. I mean, you know, the guy's a winner. Well, Robert, that cost me another 20 subscribers. West Coast, USA, MG Tow, Princess is expensive. California cruises up the coast. Yeah, you know, I think competition will solve all that. Or maybe California should kind of figure out its taxation issues and not tax businesses to death. But again, I don't know what to say. It's not me running it out there. I'm just reporting on what I see. What else is going on here? Robert Brandt, we get it. Weather Channel, go away. Robert, I didn't say a single negative thing. I didn't say anything negative. Jeff Sume, hi Bruce. It's 68 degrees and sunny in Seattle. Welcome, my friend. It's about the same here, by the way, in Creston, British Columbia. Gorgeous blue sky, sunny 68. I look forward to seeing what special deals will be out of Seattle as I live here for the summer to Alaska next year. Yeah, Jeff, I think you're in for a treat. I really feel good for you. I think that Seattle cruises next year, there will be deals all over. Now, you may not find them on the big brand new ships like you'd like to. You know, you might find a little discount here and there. But I think where we're going to find the deals of deals are going to be through Holland America, Princess Cruise Lines, Carnival, if they're doing anything up there, Celebrity on the older ships. I think we're going to see some deals on these cruise lines, big time. Don't be adverse to working your way to Vancouver and catching a ship from there. Keep an eye open. I think we're going to see some serious good stuff. You know, when this baby hits 88 miles an hour, we're going to see some serious, you know what? Well, I think we're going to see some serious cruises with these new cruise ships coming into town. Robert Brandt, I'm sure all the people who voted for him have excellent jobs now and are all out of debt. There go another 20 subscribers. Paul Willis, didn't that Fox post sound about like the ad on? I know what he's saying. Okay, he amazes me. Wasn't Ovation scheduled for Australia? And Jordan is on it. Jim Zim made a video a few months ago and said Ovation was coming to Alaska. Yeah, the Ovation, it was announced a little while ago that this was going to happen. My big beef today wasn't that Ovation is going to Australia. We knew that. And we then found out it was going to Alaska. We knew that. Of course, the Joy also going to Alaska. We just did find that out. But the Ovation, the Carnival Cruise Line says the ship was going into an unscheduled dry dock. And they canceled 2 cruises. The last 2 cruises out of China, by the way, just so you know, what 2 cruises did they cancel? Not the first 2 cruises out of Australia. No. The last 2 cruises out of China, they canceled. They refunded their money and said, sorry, we're not going to be able to put you on a cruise ship. We're taking it into dry dock, by the way, in China, by the way. We're taking it to a Chinese dry dock location just south of Shanghai on an island where there's no press. There is no New York Times. There is no LA Times. There is no CNN reporter. There's no Traveling with Bruce snooping around to show what's really going on. It's just the Chinese media that runs everything. And, well, you know who they are. They're the Chinese media. So there's no media. And so this ship is quietly been slipped in here for 16 days where they're gutting it. And they are de-Chinesing this cruise ship. And they are Americanizing her for English-speaking passengers, Alaska and the USA, because it isn't going back to China. No way is it going back to China. So this billion-dollar asset, they're throwing a quick $50 million into her to get her ready for barbecue, pulled pork, spare ribs, hamburgers, and French fries. We're getting ready for North American food because all that Mandarin-speaking staff, they've been laid off. All those entertainers, they've been let go. All the bar staff that don't speak English or are highly checked, they're gone. The casinos are being ripped out. All those Chinese symbol slot machines are all gone. They're putting in the Las Vegas-style slot machines. Those have been flown in or shipped in weeks ago in containers, all ready to go on this ship. This ship is being Americanized to the tune of $50 million, and that is a hit on the bottom line of Royal Caribbean. They won't tell you about that in the annual report. They're burying that into refurbishment budgets, and they are Americanizing this guy. This ship is being turned into an American cruise ship because it's going to Alaska. That's what's going on. Robert Brandt, I know what you are talking about, Traveling with Bruce. Tom Henry, how do we get Bruce's U.S. address? How do we get Bruce's U.S. address? Oh, if you want that, send me a private email. And I'll send it to you. And you can find my private email in my description below or in my About page. You can always send me a private email. Crazy Rich Guys Travels, Traveling Blues. The thing I sent gets to that place Monday, so it'll have to wait a week. That thing that was that thing, and that's that other thing you sent. You sent the other thing on top of the first thing. And I know, Crazy Rich Guys, that the other thing you sent, and it'll be there then, and then I'll get that other thing and add it to that first thing, and then I'll have the whole thing. Right? Okay, we're on the same page, right? Yeah, we're on. Okay, it's all good. How can you tell it's Friday? I'm in such a giddy mood today. Paul Lucas, Tom Henry, you're a no good and so I can't believe some of those posts. Robert Brandt, you want to know his address? Just ask him. Just ask him. Tom, and I support. Oh no, I'm not going there, Tom Henry. I'm not going there. You are nasty. I don't want to lose another 20 subscribers. MGTO, Facebook is the biggest scam going. It's a mass intelligence gathering site. MySpace is far better. There you go. Robert Brandt, are you asking me about my faith in the government? Wow. Laugh out loud, Tom. Cat Rose, MySpace is so passe. Tom Henry, I was happy when the old coot kicked the bucket. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I'm going to write all the crimes I do on paper calendar and not use the internet. That's what I'm going to do. I'll tell you right now. Crazy Rich Guys Travel. Oh, my facial glue. Oh, people, you're all worked up today. Paul Lucas, laugh out loud. Robert, you mean you don't have calendars from high school? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Robert, that word can't be used. Tracy, don't love that shirt, Bruce. Great design. Thank you, Tracy, for loving my shirt. I love you. Oh my gosh, Robert, and I wrote all the laws I broke on them. MGTO, Facebook is nothing more than a software program on a hard drive. Total real value about $150, not $5 billion. Tom Henry, I have some bank statements, much to Cindy's annoyance. Paul Paul Wilgus and Robert Brandt. Well, doesn't everybody write down their crimes on their calendar? Robert Brandt, MG, it's worth a lot more than $5 billion. But why? I don't know. I agree. Libby Morrison, hi, Bruce. I'm new. My better half is always on. Libby Morrison, thank you for joining my chat today, tolerating these crazy people that I have going with me today, my lovable gang of crazy regulars. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're having a great time today. I hope you're enjoying the show for what it's worth, and I hope you have a great weekend going forward. I'm on tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon, by the way. I'm going to have trivia tomorrow afternoon as well, because it can't all be cruise ships all the time. But yeah, I'm glad you're here. Robert Brandt, my gross income hasn't ever dropped. Tom Henry, Tracy Dunlop, I like mine on black. Robert Brandt, volume means filling more space. Cat Rose, they own too many. People are going off all kinds of angles here. I'm trying to keep them together, but, you know, I do what I can. Robert Brandt, NCL pays slowly. They pay me, but they pay me very slowly. Oh, my goodness. Welcome, Libby from Paul Wilgus. Welcome, Libby from Cat Rose. Mrs. West is in the house. Tom Henry is saying hi. MG Tow. Too many cruise ships with too little passengers. And people are not stupid. They don't want to be nickel and dime. People now have to have the been there, done that attitude. I agree. You know, people will shop around. Robert agrees with you. Desi Wagner, hi, Bruce and the gang. Desi, welcome back to the channel from Chicagoland. I'm glad you're here. It's nice to see you. I hope you're having a great day. We're having fun here today and having a wonderful time. Great weather out here. It's just gorgeous. Tom Henry sounds like the government nickel and dime us with taxes. Paul Willows saying hi, Desi. Jim Thomas, hi, Desi. Desi Wagner, hi, Paul. Who else is here? Wendy Thompson, our union contract was always happy to tell us new parts of it, raises. But somehow they could never tell us what we lost in the new contract. They always told us the good stuff. Hey, guys, we got you 2% wage increase. We lost pension. We got a new health plan, but it's got a $2,500 deductible. Everything is great. We lost our dental, but everything is great. And as your union delegate, I just want you to know, I'll be in Las Vegas next week for a convention, and I'll see you in about 2 weeks. Okay, have a great time. Keep those cars coming out there, folks. It's all beautiful, wonderful. Tom Henry, chatting with Bruce. Any idea if a retirement account buying a fund that owns NCL would work for the onboard credit? Very good question. Tom Henry, I think it does. I think if you can prove that you own shares in your possession, then you're okay. But I will also say it might be a problem in that if you own, say, a mutual fund that happens to have the shares in it, but you own the shares of the mutual fund and not the shares directly, you might not. So this is one of those 50-50 answers. I'm kind of like a politician right now. I'm not really giving you an answer, but I'm talking. But the best way to do this, Tom, my friend, pick up the phone you got and dial the 1-800 helpline to NCL and just talk to them directly, and they'll steer you straight because they might accept a statement where you blot out your account number or whatever, you know. They might accept a statement from you about the ownership of your investments that happens to include NCL stock. You never know. Worth a look. MG Tow, the owners and CEO of these cruise lines, give themselves stock bonuses and then make an announcement on how great their company is, and then they sell into the buying. You know what else they do, my friend? They do something even better than that. This is the best deal of deals. They give themselves stock options because that's what publicly traded companies do for their senior executives. They give them a bunch of stock options. And then what they do is they take the company money. They take, like in the case of Carnival and in the case of Norwegian, I know for a fact, $1 billion a year, a big billion a year, and they use that money to buy stock on the open stock market from investors, and they just buy the shares up, and they then take the shares to the treasury of the corporation, cancel the certificates, and they don't trade those shares anymore. They lock them back into the vault. And in effect, they're issuing stock to management, taking stock from people who don't want to have it anymore, which is usually the regular investor out there. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be management too. And they retire the stock from existence. So every year for the last number of years, the cruise lines have been telling us we make more money per share than we made the year before. But then they have to explain it to us in a little more detail because the SEC won't let them get away with it. And it comes out that, well, okay, you know, we made 15 cents a share more last year, but 5 of that was because there are fewer shares out there. We bought those and killed them. And the other 10 cents a share is from earnings. So we actually make 10 cents a share more in real money. But because we used our own money to buy the stock back, we have fewer shares out, so we don't have to divide by as many shares. And so we've made more money per share. It's a wonderful system. And they're doing that year after year after year. Rather than handing out $1 billion in added dividends to the investors, they're just using the money to buy stock and create fewer investors. So these publicly traded companies are actually getting smaller. They're getting smaller in numbers of shares outstanding. And what they're trying to figure out is these public companies all across the board. I'm not picking on cruise lines. I'm talking about a whole bunch of public companies. IBM is a big one in this area. They've been buying back their stock for decades. And in some cases, like IBM, they're only about half the size they were 10 years ago because they bought half the company back from investors who don't want the stock anymore. The company's buying its own paper back, and they're trying to keep the stock price up by having the parameters, the financial results look good. So if you can make the stock make $1 a share profit, and you buy back 10% of the stock that's outstanding, and you then produce less money at the end of the year, maybe 10% less money, you still make $1 a share because you made 90 cents a share profit, but there's only 10% of the stock remaining, 90% of the stock remaining. So it still makes $1 a share. Nothing's changed. Everything's fine. But in reality, no, the company's shrinking. Its earnings are shrinking. The corporation is shrinking. Now, the cruise lines are growing. They are getting bigger, but they're taking on more debt. And they're taking on more debt to build more ships, bigger ships. And they're offloading older ships, but the older ships are smaller ships. The bigger ships are newer and larger. And so they're growing, and their debt is growing, and interest rates are going up. Did you notice this week the U.S. government, the central bank, raised interest rates a 1/4 point? Again, they're going to do it again this year and next year several times. Interest rates will be at 4% instead of 2% within 2 years. Cruise lines are billions of dollars into bankers for cruise ships. Billions and billions. You add 1% a year, 2% a year to your debt load, it adds up. And it's a big problem, especially if your fares are going down in price next year versus last year. That's a double whammy. We call that a double oops. And that's what's going on. Interesting stuff. Desi Wagner, hey, Nancy, looking forward to cool weather this weekend. I bet you she is. MG told the next day when the suckers read the news, the stock is a bit up a little. Let's see. The fund that owns NCL has issues too. Interesting, Robert. Tom Henry starting to sound like the Senate hearing. Nurse Nancy, yep, Desi, it's late. It's September to cool off. Sort of nice big fire outside, nice fire inside too. Wendy Thompson, Tom Henry, I had my 401k self-directed, so I would buy the stock I wanted. Exactly. Jim Thomas, oh, Wendy, just look at the monkey as a union empties your pocket, same as always with unions. Let's see here, Robert Brandt, I had a very good rum in front of me. I got kind of used to the way the show's going. Jim, I have a pension because of my union. MG, I thought you didn't drink. Robert Brandt, he's holding up some cool ones. Oh my gosh, who else is here? Who else is here? Just keep moving on, Bruce. Keep moving on. Go to the happy place. Robert Brandt, my experience is money just amplifies the kind of person someone is inside. Oh, well, if you have money, you can pay bills and you feel better inside. That's my motto, and I'm sticking to it. Ivona saw snow in the air in Wisconsin last night. Oh my gosh. There has been flurries in Calgary. We missed them. We got there, got to 19 degrees, and we got the heck out of there. When I say 19, I mean 19 Celsius, 70 Fahrenheit. We got there, it was 70 Fahrenheit, got out. Now it's snowing tomorrow in Calgary. We got the hell out of there. Daughter flies out on Sunday for Los Angeles. She's leaving 35-degree weather in Calgary, going to 70-degree weather in LA. That's my daughter. I'm a happy guy for that. Nurse Nancy, Ivana, well, I like the cooler weather, but I'm not quite ready for that yet. Wendy Thompson, Jim. Yes, some of the ones who went to Vegas once a year, I'll give you that. But as a third-gen auto worker, they walked the path before me. And, I have mixed feelings on unions. I don't like the unions from the 70s, but I respect modern-day unions that really look after employees. Haven't got a problem with it. As long as the workers, the union members have the right to kick out bad union management, then I say it's all good. If they don't, I don't like it. I don't like old school unions where the bosses never leave. You can't get rid of them. They're there for life. I don't like that deal. But that's just me. I'm an old guy. Don't hate me. And please don't cost me another 20 subscribers. I can't afford it. Robert Brandt, I'd like to I'd like to plan a group cruise and have several of the YouTube family cruise site involved. And the question is, what location would people be most interested in? Crazy Rich Guys, our mom just heard you ready. My dad drank and gambled. Sometimes gonna hear it. What? Oh, our mom just heard you. I just heard you. My dad drank and gambled. Someone's gonna hear it. Dad's in trouble. That's what's going on. Sorry about that. What can I say? I'm just reading what I see here. I'm not making this stuff up. Robert Brandt, group cruise for traveling with Bruce. I'd love to do one. As soon as I've got one in mind, I'll let everyone know what I have. In the meantime, those of you who want to do a group cruise on your own, yeah, wouldn't that be great? I would, I too would someday. The day will come where I will partake in a multiple YouTuber creator group cruise extravaganza. That day will come sometime. Don't know quite when yet, but that day will come. But when I'm ready for a group cruise, everyone will hear about it. And if you guys can join me, great. If you have to wait till my second or third or fourth one to make it, I understand. It's all good. Excuse me. Crazy Rich Guys. She shouldn't be upset. He won, you know. He was gambling. He won money. She shouldn't be upset. He always wins, Paul Wilkins. He's got math in his brain. My God, not always. Robert says, I don't always win. Oh my gosh. Tom Henry, Robert Brent, I'm very open-minded, flexible. Never been to Bermuda though. Jim Thomas, Wendy, sorry, happy working for you. Robert Brandt, all I've said is positive things about the comrade leader. That's all I've done, Bruce. I've said only positive things about my comrade leader. Debbie Manuel, hi Cat. When you fly to San Fran, do you drive and pay to park, or do you get there some other way? Very good question, Robert Brandt. Overall, we are thinking warm destinations. I think so. Andy McFarland, you must be a genius to know all this stuff. Andy, that's not the case, but thank you for saying such a nice thing. I'm assuming you're nice, being nice. Welcome to the channel, by the way, if you've never been before. Here's the reality, though. I don't sleep. I'm old. Just turned 63 on Saturday, and when you're a geezer like me, you have trouble sleeping, and so you're up more than you're not, and although I do nap from time to time during the day to try to recharge, but I just love reading about this stuff, and it sort of is part of my lexicon. I don't know. I used to be a stockbroker. I used to be in the investment business, and so stock information, public corporate stuff, I love reading about it. It just comes in, and like a sponge, it just sort of sticks around a while, and I get to regurgitate it. But I have to love talk about cruise ships too. So what can I say? So Andy, thank you for your kind words. Thanks for joining me, and become a regular, and please subscribe to the channel and get your friends to do the same. All right. Was that sarcasm said by Penny's friend Sheldon Cooper? Kim Omar Brown, hi, 246 Barbados. How you doing, Kim Omar? I'm glad you're here, buddy. Robert Brandt, how far out should I plan out? Robert Brandt, 9 months a year? What? Tom Henry, fall, 220 for me. Laugh out loud. Paul Lucas, Robert Brandt, as close as possible. 2 years, 7-day cruise? Yes, 7 days. Okay. Yes, not worth flying for less time. Robert Brandt, MSC, Robert Brandt, I've never been. Well, Lucas, doesn't matter to me, really. Tom Henry, MSC is good. Takes other status, Tom, Robert Brandt, although I can probably get cheap on Carnival. Robert Brandt, I like that too, Tom. Well, Lucas, that works. The cheaper, the better. See the conversations that are going on right now? I don't mean cheap, bad. I mean discounted. I know, Robert. Inexpensive. Yes, the other thing, Bruce. Yeah. Yes, the other thing, Bruce. Robert Brandt, the other thing that we're sending the other thing because that other thing is coming and you're getting this other thing. And then when the two things are there, you got the two things together. It's code, and we all get it. I love it. Paul Lucas, too many things, Bruce. I know. Robert Brandt, Bruce, they stir me up. I know. Nurse Nancy, I just joined your Facebook group, Bruce. Nancy, thank you for joining the Facebook group. Tell all your friends to join your Facebook group. Friend your friends on Facebook to tell them to join my Facebook group. It'll help my ratings. I love it. MG Toe, these cruise lines are finding it better to sail to China from the west coast of the U.S. or Australia. The market is for the American, Aussie, Kiwis, and Europeans. I agree. Nurse Nancy, Wes, I think your other half is here. Wes, welcome, Libby. Robert Brandt, I'm almost expecting for the lines to start charging to go into shows and movies. Yeah, you kind of wonder with the nickel and diming, right? We'll have to see how this plays out. Paul Wilkes, I think they will. Robert Brandt, all a la carte. Yep, says Paul. Robert Brandt, not blue or red or orange. Paul Wilkes, laugh out loud. Ann Jordan, morning, Bruce and all. Hi, Ann Jordan from Brisbane, Australia. How are you doing, darling? Everyone's saying hi to her now. Let's see here. It's Saturday morning in Brisbane. Ann Jordan, thanks, Nurse Nancy. She's saying thank you, everybody, for saying hi to her. But Crazy Rich Guys are saying, not that anyone cares, but we believe her. Oh, my goodness. Tom Henry, anyone want to buy Tesla stock? Oh, my gosh. Tom Henry, Robert Brandt, I think Flake needs a Peace Prize. Well said, Tom. Debbie Manuel, hi, NJ. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Robert Brandt, I don't I don't have to live under the Supreme Court's rule, or I would be very, very worried. Oh my gosh. Paul Wilkins, Robert Brand, have you got a room I can rent? Laugh out loud. And Jordan, yes, baby. I'm fine. How is yours going? We're having a great time here. Robert Brand, Paul, you're welcome. Maybe anytime, you know that. D&G, well, hello, all just got off to work. Vegas tomorrow for birthday. Woohoo! Nice going, you guys. The unions don't represent anyone except the union, says MJ Toe. Paul Wilkins, hello, Derek. D&G, hi, Paul. Tom Henry, Paul Wilkins, 2 rooms are open next September. Debbie Manuel, and will be great. Will be great. I officially begin my weekend in 2 more hours. Fantastic, Debbie. I'm getting there myself. Tom Henry, Cindy, Penny, and I can take Kaya's room. John, who's for you? Robert Bryant, they have separate rooms. We have guest cottages, Tom. It's not a shabby place, you know. Paul Wilkins, talking with Bruce. You just said that you turned 62 last Saturday. I thought, no, I'm 63. I was 62. I'm now 63. I just turned 63. Paul, you're right. Debbie, crap, I'm a geezer too. Having trouble sleeping as of late. No way am I going to blame the tequila. No way. It's not the tequila's fault. Damn it. It's not that. It's got to be because I'm old. Oh, yes. Robert Brent, it's all code, traveling with Bruce. It's all code. Everything is code. Keep it code. DG Explorers, I'm still a nobody on all these cruise lines, so I'd be transferred as a nobody on MSC too. Robert Brent, Derek, the perks are minimal. Don't sweat it. Paul Wilkins, DG Explorers. Me too, Robert Brent. Laundry for fee is a nice plus. Oh my gosh, I finally caught up to you guys. Unbelievable. The commentary today, too much fun. Tom Henry, yes, I found it on Google Maps, Robert. Very nice, but the construction behind you looks mighty impressive. Okay, there's stuff being built out there. Pamela Moose is here. Carnival is going to have pay toilets. Get your card coins ready. Oh, no. Well, it'll be interesting to see if this cruise industry is slowing up a little bit. The economy slows up a little bit. The cruise lines will slow up a lot. And because they're growing. These ships are coming. There are ships being built right now that will be completed for the next 1.5 years, 2 years. I mean, even if the cruise industry stopped tomorrow, these cruise ships will be built out. It's all been ordered, all being assembled like a giant Lego set. And these cruise lines are coming up with another 9% capacity growth. And we're not just talking the big boys, we're talking all the other lines. And so it'll be interesting to see how this plays itself out for cruise prices for those of us who are aficionados of cruise prices. I'm quite eager to see if deals will come our way. Let's see, Robert Brandt, I'm building that for my mom. Tom Henry, laugh out loud. Robert Brandt, that's part of my property. D&Gs, don't forget to hit the like button and show Bruce some love. How many we got? 25 thumbs up so far today. Thank you, everybody. Tom Henry, yep, a little bird told me, Robert Brandt, you're such a nice son. Robert Brandt, thumbs ups, little snitches. Oh my goodness. Yes, too much fun out there. Anyway, there you go. How are we doing for time? About 1 hour, 9 minutes. Not a bad show today. No tears. All is good. Wendy Thompson, 7 days, 9 months to a year ahead is what she's saying. A 7-day cruise, 9 months to a year ahead is what she's thinking about. When I can do my first group cruise, I will. I'll announce it. I'll give you as much time as I can. But then again, I might announce something that's so short that you just got to take your chances and try and join me. I'll just let you know when I know. Right now, it's all about L.A. for this guy and his wife. It's all about L.A. Robert Brent, I look and pass on some suggestion for cruises and see what I can find. Absolutely, sir. We do appreciate that. I don't mind a plane ride from LA to Miami either. Believe me, I do not mind that either. Robert Paul Lucas, Tom Henry, any day now, I hope, is what he is saying. Robert Brent, I can do last minute traveling with Bruce. And Tom Henry sounds great. Robert, fantastic. There you go. Well, guys, there you have it. I'm on tomorrow at 2 o'clock. After the show tomorrow, I will be posting that video, and then I will be heading with Jennifer into the United States of America, where we will be heading to Costco and to a place where there's that thing. And we're hoping for that thing to be there, and that we'll be able to get that thing, and then we'll get that thing, and it'll be here, and then we'll show you that thing on Monday. We'll see how that whole thing goes. And then there's another thing coming behind that first thing, and we'll see if we can get that thing at a later time, and we'll worry about that thing later and get the other thing with the other thing. So we'll see what's going on with the thing. A lot of things going on. What can I say? So anyway, this is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce saying thanks for joining me today. Talking about the things. And there's a lot of things to talk about. Robert Brandt, thank you for all your comments today. Paul Wilgus too, Robert and Tom Henry and Wendy Thompson and MG Toe and Debbie Manuel and all the guys who were here, all the guys and girls, some of the newbies who were here today too. I'm so happy. Nurse Nancy, I'm so confused. Nurse Nancy, on Monday it'll all be clear. It'll be all clear on Monday, but right now there's that thing. Great show, Bruce. Can't wait to find out about the things. That's right, Debbie. I can't either. I can't wait to talk about the thing a little later about those things, because there's things happening, and we'll talk about those things on Monday. But no big deal. Anyway, there you go. Thanks for joining me today, Friday, September the 28th, 2018. And I hope you enjoyed the show. I had a good time today. I'm a little tired. I think I need a nap. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern time, and we'll see what cruise news is going on. We'll see what's happening with Hurricane Rosa in Mexico, and I'll see if I can put some trivia together at the same time. So other than that, nothing much going on. There you have it. Bye all. Catch you tomorrow at 2, and enjoy. All right, see you guys later. Bye for now.